following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
Yeah, just take my stuff upstairs.
Well, unless you wanted to all consolidate it all in one room or something.
Oh, here, some towels?
No, thanks.
They're very fluffy.
Love, over the back of neck.
Hey, would any of you be interested in the floor show tonight? It's a bit of a one-man comedy thing. I do it myself. It's a bit of a... I have this character I put on, you see, but says, you know, he's a bit edgy, says things one should not say, does things one should not do. It's at midnight tonight.
Midnight, that's awful late. I mean...
Well, yes. One must entertain oneself when you can't go out.
Interesting, huh?
Sure, I mean...
No comment.
Good, because you're not
I'm a
there.
big fan of indie horror games. Shut up.
If I've got the energy at midnight tonight after a day's work, sure.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
I'll just get the stuff upstairs.
And of course, the rest of the group is coming back. They just need their keys.
I'll leave their keys with you then, shall I?
Thank you. I'll drop their luggage off in their room.
Excellent, excellent. Oh, fortunately, I haven't had a chance to turn down the beds yet, but would you like room service?
Oh, I'm fine with my room as is.
Yeah. We're just dropping this off and we're going to be taking off again.
Yeah.
Lots of work to do.
That's off way.
I thought you were going to truncheon him and rifle his pockets. Which is an option.
That's why we sent you away, because he's stealing a car.
Alright. Derek.
Oh, you guys have this now.
Yes. One of the dry girls.
Yes. When we go to open, I can give Philly more information.
Okay. Let's look at, see what this is.
There was two uniformed officers threw that in the bin. They said they were called up to the university, something was happening, but they didn't find anything. They threw this in the bin, so I'm not too sure what it says. We've got director. Well,
Okay, so it's got the official police logo. Date 6th of the 21st, 2013. 3:15 a.m. Case D-34F. Location: Miskatonic University. Incident type: break-in. Subject: Charles. It looks like Dexter Ward. Patient: Arkham Sanitarium. Related artifacts stolen from somewhere campus. I can't read the handwriting. No, it could be MU campus, which would be the Miskatonic University campus. Okay.
I found out the colors are orange and black, so
No.
the shirt does check out.
Circumstances: items stolen, staff missing? Question mark. The doctor on duty, Dr. Charles H. Withers, called for a police investigation about 9:30 a.m. and then notified the ward superintendent at 10 o'clock that several historic artifacts were missing. A search of the grounds has begun at once by men from the police and guards from the no, I can't say sanitation. Can't quite read that. An institution, maybe? No trace of the items has been found. Some students, upon hearing someone calling for help during the night, but we are unable to determine whether this was related to the robbery. Missing items reported. One brass pendant on pendulum, four-sided and pyramidal. One of painting of a bizarre horror. One small
Again, thanks to
statue.
New Zealand Post, that pendulum I don't have yet.
One small statue, 1 inch tall, of pagan god Sithula. I don't know how to say that. C little apostrophe THULHU.
It is 5th and not 7th. Just in case.
You're familiar with it?
No.
Oh, but just in general, don't say God's names.
My father said there's only one God. And that's not his name.
I think we pissed off at least one.
So there was a robbery and some stolen artifacts.
I'm more concerned that it was happening at some kind of school campus, because, I mean, every time that happens around home, Light Brigade.
Yes.
Funny thing is, it's got at the top circumstance, it's got staff missing question mark, but it doesn't really mention,
Maybe there was a second page.
it doesn't really mention the missing staff beyond that.
Maybe then fill in a report.
Alright, I have a thought based on our whole DMV identity. Maybe we can go to the mayoral office or town planner or something and get a look at how the roads have been developing over the years. Whether they pose any threat, and just have a look at the town plans.
We'll get a map of the whole.
Well, we were told that the earthquakes had caused new
Tunnels.
Tunnels
to
underground.
open, so
Underground, yes.
unless you're going to walk around and have a look everywhere underground, we need to speed this up.
Yeah, they might have something that could help us out. That's a good idea.
And we have a good cause to look at roads.
If we got, would the mining company have their tunnels mapped out? Active, inactive tunnels.
They'd have to. It'd be the
Yep.
only way they could track the profitability of their
So
traps.
with that in mind, would you be able to tell which ones have been new, which ones have been reopened?
If I had a map and then went to the area, I might be able to find.
How far can you detect?
At a guess, under half a mile.
So if you and Jen go to the
We need to combine the knowledge, so we probably, if we can get
Yeah,
from the
if-
mining company first, then go to the city planner's office.
we may not have the time if we split up and
So
do
we
the
could do
two
both.
things. So you and Jen,
But they're kind of, we have to overlay both of them.
yeah, but we'll get the information, then we'll meet up. I understand what you're saying, but we may be on a ticking clock with the other team.
Yeah, but if we're going to the original plans and they go back far enough, they're not going to give us a copy. We'd have to use it at the office. Town planner. Some of those documents might, God knows how old. They're not going to have digital copies or photocopies.
So no split up, we just go to the mine.
Mine first and then
Mine.
city planner. Good point. They can't just print it. It's so primitive here.
What mines?
Then we probably won't get a mining map either.
What mines?
Well, there should be mines in this area because it was mentioned that there were new.
No, there's tunnels opened up.
Yeah.
How do we know this?
I didn't know anything about mines. I just went with what Bonnie told me.
Well, I thought they were, being a town like this, there'd be mines.
Well, they did. It was mentioned that new tunnels had underground tunnels have been opened up, like whether they were mining tunnels or some
I don't
other
know.
type of tunnel.
Okay,
We don't know.
So just the mayoral office then? If we
I mean, we can maybe even find out from them if there are mines and then go from there.
I feel I didn't get all the information.
Well, you weren't there for the original meeting with the professor.
Then maybe we should have had a little meeting to bring everyone up to speed.
Well, that's what we do on the train.
I assumed that's what we did on the train, yeah.
I don't think anyone said that.
Well, we did mention discussing the thing, but yeah.
We were kind of specific about it being like Bonnie family stuff
Yeah.
at the time, so we didn't really mention the Mildred info.
Okay, so there's mines now, okay.
Well, potentially. Let's see
Why is
what...
that relevant, Watley?
because of tunnels that might have been opened up underground that shouldn't be. Because of the earthquakes.
And he might be in there.
Well, who knows what's in there.
I guess we will.
we were sent to investigate that thing, and the whole Alex thing is the additional.
Just like 3 things going on here at once.
So, okay, why were we sent here?
Professor Mildred, because something had happened here and tunnels had opened, and they just seemed to be worried about the area. We're to investigate what's happening here, as is the other team.
So the other 2 things, they're just a pretext.
We're looking into those too, but they're, I suppose, not priority mission.
What are the odds it's on me?
Well, I mean, the Alex stuff and the Bonbon stuff is kind of linked.
If there is anything shaking down here at all, which we're here to investigate, that boy will be all over it. So, if we got sent here by Mildred because it's a big, huge problem, that is what he's hoping to do. He doesn't know how to go swimming.
Hopefully, being a Nevada boy, he can't swim because there's...
Oh no, he can't.
There we go.
He can float.
They say where the body was found.
The water.
They didn't say where the body was found. So we don't-
Almost there.
It mentioned it was waterlogged and it had been run by an outboard motor, but that was the description of how the body was found. If it was not found in or near water,
Well, there is a river that runs through Arkham.
Because the only reason I asked this
The
is
Miskatonic.
if they found the body and it had Alex's card on. You said Alex only has one.
Yeah, it's a bit tragic.
So that may mean that wherever the body found, there may be clues.
Wait a minute. If the body was submerged, how did they get the business card?
It didn't
The
say it was
bus-
submerged.
the business card was also not red.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
I don't. Oh, was it not?
Nope. Blood splatter.
It would have turned
it would
into
have, it would have soaked
disintegrated.
Sorry, blood splatter.
You wouldn't get that if it was a shock tip.
You wouldn't get that if it was in water at all.
Yeah.
Maybe if
And
crocodile got him at
the water
age,
was in
but-
the wounds, and he looked like he'd been bit by like a shark, but not a shark, because there were no teeth.
Was someone trying to stage it on the body?
It was definitely waterlogged. There was evidence of like seaweed or kelp. Or I'm not a marine biologist, so I don't know what that was. Water plant.
He was probably killed first, and then to make it look like it was a motorboat accident, thrown in the water.
We don't even know who it was.
No, but the card couldn't have gone in the water.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So he was killed first, and then body without the card was made to look like a motorboating accident,
Yes, and then
was retrieved from the...
And they added the card to make it look like it was
and
Alex.
then the card was added by. Sorry, because you were
So
still
somebody would have had to have had the card, so either the body would have had to have the card on it, or somebody else would have had to have had the card.
I assume that this is all information we'd at least be brought up on if we find Mildred's contact.
So, Edward, was it? See, Mildred said yes. Edward. Do we want to find him? Maybe the telegraph office?
I think we've already locked in what our next move is. How long do we have before noon? Because
A couple of hours.
do we go looking for him, or do we set up for the meetup?
I say we keep doing our plan to find the go to the town hall, like you said, and see what we can find as far as the street layouts and any potential mining information.
You want to see half of us go there, and the other half goes to Edward to try and get more information on, to narrow down what's going on.
And what was with the weird script?
So, yeah, well, that makes sense, because at least then we'd be able to track... They're not going to drag a body real far. Bodies are heavy, so everywhere near water is sus.
Unless they use the paddy.
That's when they put the card on the body, or if they put the card on the body of somebody else. The things that we can't find out from here. So, what say you, Roxanne?
Well, I suppose we split into two teams, and one of us find this contact, and then one of us go to town hall. Yeah. We just have to decide who's going where. Who would be the more useful in those two different locations. I don't know much about town planning, so I'd probably be best to go and find Edward.
But the problem is...
with you.
Okay.
I don't think any of us know much about town planning, but
I couldn't think of anything more boring.
You probably have to convince people, so it's personal.
Well, I was thinking Alvin's probably good to lead Team
no,
B.
Alvin can't. Yeah.
Oh, because he's black.
Because he's...
Just once.
I didn't mean there's offense, just...
Yeah, I completely understand, but someday they're going to send us to like a black power place where like, why do you know your place?
I'll be the worst one there.
Well, if it isn't the blackface of white oppression.
Yeah, with me too! You've got to have the floor!
Oh, my name's Clay Master. Yes, no, sir.
Yeah.
Let's hang this nigga.
Fuck it, we're burning this place down.
That's alright, it's BLM. They'll do an event for themselves eventually.
Just tell one of them stepped on the other one's Puma.
Puma. Meanwhile, right, you guys come up short outside, panting and wheezing for breath. Derek seems more fine, though. The hotel, a fanciful building set overlooking the Miskatonic, looms above the streets of Arkham. Greek columns are imitated in relief at the corners, and thick ledges run a parapet at each story. Elaborate vine-carved window frames surround each thick, dark pane of time-worn glass, noticeably thickening at the bottom. Atop the edifice perch an army of grotesque figures looking every which way, backing the chimneys, which might belch puffy, man-made clouds from fires within, but now only two produce such smoke. The stonework is withered and brown, with pale cream picking out the window frames and short ledges, the kind one would well imagine a shadowy bat-mage creeping around in the dead of night. The doors stand darkly brown and set atop a short flight of steps worn into a slight bowl shape with the passage of time and many feet. Oh, nice building.
Yeah.
7 stories.
This could be a long search.
That's alright, Derek. I'm sure you can manage it while I catch a quick nap.
Actually, I'm going to need you on your best.
Well, you don't have that.
Well, on your as best as you can do.
Ah.
When our, hopefully we beat him here, when our friend gets here, I might need you to try and listen in. He might be, thinking a bunch about whatever his lead is.
Derek, are you suggesting I use my powers for good?
Yes. For once.
You're suggesting this.
I know, it's strange, right?
Who are you and why are you trying to be Roxanne?
Don't worry.
It's a little attractive.
As long as you keep your hands to yourself.
Sir, I am spoken for. And while I'm flattered by your interest,
Right, let's go.
Derek bustles up the stairs,
Opens the door.
slams the door open.
Oh, and I can't remember. This is a fancy establishment.
You carefully open the doors. The heavy lumber does not squeak as you open it, being on nicely oiled hinges. The doors open inwards. Derek is taken aback. The interior is furnished in dark polished wood, the floors possessing a pair of patterned Egyptian rugs. The first laid across the threshold, revealing birds flocking towards distant pyramids as the sun sets behind them, picked out in what must once have been orange and yellow, but is now faded into rust and beige. The second laid long ways before the front desk, giving the illusion of a grand causeway, yes, that is the building, of esoteric figures from some far-off country. The walls, for their part, were carved in 3 rectangular embossments set below each other to break the monotony of bare walls. The chipped, aging stucco of the ceiling resembles the exterior window frames being of vines and leaves. The lighting is provided by a candle chandelier hanging in the centre of the room and 2 green-glassed lanterns upon the front desk.
A lot of people around, or
So it looks like the desk clerk
but not a lot
and a
of.
gentleman sitting, sort of leaning against one of the walls reading a newspaper.
Oh, enter. Sort of make a slight show of sort of marveling at all of the.
Dex takes off his overcoat, hangs it on a peg, puts his hat on top.
I will suddenly remember I should do that too, especially because they will be damp. A lot of rain around these parts.
Sparkles.
I hope only I could see that.
Of course, Derek.
Well, let's go have a chat to the desk clerk.
The desk of dark spruce is carved with elephants and giraffes on the front, and has a brass bell and pen holders atop it. Behind the desk are a number of square pigeonholes containing keys, cards, and papers. A clerk, dressed in a tidy black suit complete with waistcoat, is a middle-aged man, his hair parted in the middle. His complexion gives the impression of an outdoorsman, and his build is one of good health and exercise. A gold fob chain connects his 2 front pockets. A pair of gold-rimmed round spectacles perch atop his small nose.
Good morning.
Good evening, gentlemen, and welcome to the Grand Hotel Arkham.
It's good to be here, actually.
This legendary building has been home to presidents, senators, generals, and now possibly you, yes.
That's the hope.
And will you be wanting a room?
Potentially. I've been sent forward to have a look around first. We heard a lot of this place as we came into town, actually.
Of course you did. The Grand Hotel Arkham is not only the largest building on this side of the Miskatonic, but also the oldest building on the block.
Well, that's actually perfect. Part of the reason I'm here to check around is I'm highly interested in older architecture. Rolls deception for what is obviously alive.
You're not interested in older architecture? What's wrong
Derek's
with you?
not. 22.
Derek, what a piece of shit. Fuck that. I'm a Bonnie guy now.
A Bonnie gang.
This would be a Bonnie gang, yo. She'd be fascinated by this place. So you got a 10.
22.
A 10.
A 22.
A 10?
22.
A 10?
22.
A 10? 22? Okay.
It's gonna be like a 10's enough anyway.
It wasn't.
Ah, okay. So, I do have quite a number of friends, colleagues.
Good for
coming
you.
with me that may be willing to stay as well. Is it all right if I have a look around at the farm place before I make any decision?
Well, certainly you can have access to the lobby.
Of course. So
If you wish to be shown a room in advance, I'm sure I can arrange that. Ting!
that could be something we'd like to see.
You don't know why you're there. You've got no idea why you're there.
That is true. But this is sort of like I get the feeling he said we're only allowed in the lobby. So
Which is where you want to be because he's going to come in
A
and...
bellhop arrives. We're dressed in black with 2 gold piping down here and a row of buttons. He has a little gold pipe down the pants, which are neatly pressed, and a little round hat with the teeniest of brims out front. So he's got General Hit's hat beat. Or did you not notice his hat doesn't have a brim on it? A little oversight there.
That's right.
Just I guess General of Chefs.
Percy, will you be a lad and show Mr.
Strong.
Mr. Strong one of the guest rooms? Certainly, sir. This way, Mr. Strong.
Oh,
Picks up a lantern.
Dix, my friend, I know how much the fine stonework fascinates you.
Yes.
You can stay here and look around. I'll go check out the room.
Ah, thank you. I am very interested in these rugs. You know, I know an Egyptian girl. Do you? Yes. We're employed together. Oh, and where is that?
Shut up.
Egypt.
Hey.
And it's still a base.
The company. Co.
You being well a little way.
Just the room being murdered.
Upstairs. First floor again.
Yes, this is one of our basic rooms on the first floor, sir.
Oh, of course.
This is one of our basic rooms on the first floor, sir.
Excellent. What kind of price does a room like this fetch? Besides anything?
Sure they don't tell me, sir.
Of course. I'll just discuss that with the.
A lot of the rooms on the higher levels have, a sitting room with a bedroom attached to it. This is, of course, an all-in-one. You can see a very comfortable bed there. With a fireplace and a desk.
Rather
It doesn't
fine.
have a fireplace, it has an oil heater.
Oh, an oil heater.
And, of course, like all of our rooms, a fitted limelight.
Don't study.
Giant little thing on the brass thing and it glows sickly green.
I can't say I've seen too many of them before coming to Arkham.
Safe and clean, sir. You can be sure of that. Don't listen to any rumours otherwise.
What's the what makes the glow?
Lime.
This line.
It's a gas.
Oh, that makes
That's why it has to be sealed, sir. Otherwise, we would die.
Oh, I see. So you have this lime gas running all over the show. Interesting.
The burner, of course, is in the cellar.
Ah, of course.
Nice and safe down there.
Nothing to
Very
go
strong
wrong.
stonework.
I'm sure a building is what you'd have to have.
Not that I've ever been down there, of course.
Not even for maintenance, cleaning, storage.
It's the maintenance man.
Oh, of course.
We could get our uniforms dirty. It wouldn't be done.
No, that wouldn't be right.
Well, also, sir, there's a wash basin that you can pull out there.
It's quite nice. How about we check if there's one free? Could we check one of the more upper class rooms?
Ah, I see, sir has become interested.
I have.
Let me this way.
Well,
So, what do you do for a living, sir? If you don't mind me asking.
Unfortunately, I work for the government.
Little mister. Oh. Well. Tain't no one perfect.
Yeah, they got us sent down here to
Does
monitor.
the accent change?
No, that's just me being bad. Thanks for
Right.
pointing it out, Stephen.
Sometimes you get it.
They got us sent down here, examining all the automobiles and things like that, make sure everything's all up to
Well, that'll
code.
be a quick job. Tain't much round.
Yeah, I'd heard they were on the rise though, so we'll see what we find.
Although I don't think we should hold with that.
I've
What the
heard
horses
about
do.
that. They'll be out of a job.
CF4 goes down a bunch.
This one here. Here we go. As you can see, a living space there.
Quite
Lovely little
larger.
table. A small bookcase there for should you need it. An inbuilt closet. And the bedroom through here. Double
That's
bed, of course, as standard.
Of course.
And of course, both rooms with a limelight.
Oh. Yeah.
This room, of course, has windows. Of course, you probably want to keep it closer.
Yeah, not like him with the breeze and all. Of course, locks and all.
And
Range of
these
curfew.
drapes are real voile.
What's a void?
It's a type of very soft fabric, sir.
Oh,
Very thick, warm.
interesting. Well, I think apart from I might like to have a look at some of the building work in the halls on the way out, but this is likely all I needed to see up here.
Very good, sir. After you.
Yep.
No.
Oh. I wanted to do
He'll lock
that.
up after you.
I wanted to be knocked down and kidnapped.
Well, that way at least he's in the middle of the action. He leads you back downstairs.
I'm just gonna quick think. If there's a way
Go
I'm
Percy, I'm sure there's plenty for you to do. Of course, sir. Well, I trust you've seen everything you wish to see.
Yes, quite fine rooms, especially the second floor and up.
Of course, sir.
The lime lights are very interesting.
Yes, fitted indeed.
Of course.
And well maintained, you can be sure of that. Yes.
I'm sure. All popped up from the basement, I hear.
In the cellar, certainly.
Well, so it's just a matter of cost. Of course, I know don't usually like to discuss it, but the government is paying.
I am surprised at that, sir. Usually our government employees choose to stay at a less reputable and more rat-infested establishment than the Grand. The government, especially the federal government, being very tight with the money.
Yeah, we may have stayed at such a place the night before. Some of the people with us are not inclined to do so again.
I see discerning customers. Well, we have some more low-cost accommodations on the 4th floor, if you are interested.
That could be an option, a nice in-between.
Yes, our 4th floor budget accommodations can do $45 American a night.
Now, that ain't bad.
It isn't? Then that's fine, sir.
I'll have a discussion with my peers, of course. before
Or
we
6
lock anything
meat.
in.
There we go.
Oh, they do the meat market here as well.
No, wrong. I thought I'd do a callback.
Fair enough, fair enough.
With the living back in the 1918s, $45 is you buy a house for that.
Yeah.
Not quite, but yeah. Put a deposit on a new child.
He's ripping you.
Well, we might not end up staying here. That's okay. If you don't mind, if me and my partner just have another look around your wonderful lobby here. There's so much to see before we go report back.
Of course, yeah.
Yes. Is he still around? Has he been through yet? Got it.
Yeah, I've got a room on the floor.
Full floor by himself. Interesting. Did he shout anything?
Shout anything?
You know.
Oh, you mean did I go rummaging around in the wall? Yes, it's not everything. Certainly noticed I was already here. Well, that was a bit sus.
But we're looking for accommodation.
I also note that I have a cute bomb.
You already know that.
But you already knew that.
And anything else? Maybe mission relevant?
No, nothing casual.
Okay. Well, it is strange that he would get a room by himself when they were splitting up to look for clues.
It implies there's something up there he wants to sneak around in there, huh?
Yeah, it does. thinking we might also take up the offer of a fourth floor apartment. The proprietor implied they were on the cheaper side.
Right. I'll negotiate a room rate. You have a nose around now to cubby holes behind him to see if there's anything in the fourth floor range that might spike our interest.
Of course. Just keep them well distracted.
Right.
The fellow that was against the wall earlier in the map, was that Percy? Or was that a
No,
different
that's a different job.
Okay. Before I do my thing, I'll do a perception check at him to make sure it's not option. No, it's probably not important enough to use on.
I'll give you one.
This is the Sulu.
I'd rather
not get discovered. Well,
It's a decision that would Babette live in the other hotel?
yeah, she might like a higher
Yeah.
class.
I don't want to say that in character at any point.
So a 23 on perception just to check if that guy's watching before I make my move after dick. 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 Before I make